Felt like a really weak clap.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was having a pretty good day, but when I had to go clap, like the amount of exertion that took made me realize it's maybe not going as well as I thought. How you doing, Laura?
Oh, good. I just woke up from a nap. Literally less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. When you hadn't replied, like Rebecca just got home from seeing her kids, and she was like, "I thought you guys were recording." I'm like, Laura probably fell asleep. I'm just waiting. And you texted me 2 minutes later. I fell asleep, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
everything's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I did. I definitely fell asleep.
How was the nap, though? That's the question.
It was glorious. I set a timer. I set a 30-minute, I should probably not sleep for more than 30 minutes timer.
Mm-hmm.
And just fucking knocked right out. It was very alarming when it went off.
That's good. Oh man, I just had a big scare. The guard on your microphone, like the mesh covering, is black.
Yeah.
And it's right on the corner of my screen. It looks exactly like an LCD problem with my computer.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh God, did this just happen? And mystery solved. But yeah, it looks like you're kind of all settled into your new place. You gave me a virtual tour a couple weeks ago, but I also see, is that a vacuum behind you?
It is actually, yes.
Okay, cool. All right. How's the new living situation?
Yeah, we're settling. We are not fully unpacked yet. Mm-hmm. We are waiting for a delivery of another bookshelf because we have several boxes of books that don't fit anywhere right now. And then we have to figure out where we're putting our board games and video games. But I think other than that, we're pretty much unpacked. In terms of the apartment, there are birds living in our dryer vent, which is not good.
Good.
No. So they're supposed to be being removed. I think they should be fledged in the next couple of days.
Laura, could you please define the word fledged for me? I went to public school.
They should be able to fly on their own soon, and so they should be leaving the nest.
Is that what fledgling means?
Yeah.
Huh, that's one of those words that I just kind of accepted, but never really thought about.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
So hopefully that'll be taken care of soon, because I haven't been able to use our dryer since we moved in.
What if you use your dryer... bear with me. You're going to have clothes on hand anyway. What if you plug the dryer vent with a balled up shirt or something, and the pressure will build and build and build until it shoots out like a cannonball and just carries the birds with it? And then the birds will fly away whether they mean to or not.
My landlord did say, if you want to just turn on the thing and blow them out the side of the house, you can do that. And I was like, I'm pregnant, and they're new baby birds. So probably not going to do that.
Doesn't really
jive with my whole
mindset. Mindset. That's the word. Oh man, I apparently am not in the best headspace. Not a bad headspace, but certainly not the most productive headspace. I'm not productive. You kind of see where I'm going by the fact that I can't think of a word.
Yeah.
Just because, Rebecca went up to see her kids, so I've been unsupervised. And last night I ordered a $25 Taco Bell home taco bar thing, and I've just been using it just kind of that was my dinners, my breakfast, it's my lunch. I'm probably gonna have some more later. It's in my mind, it's like a meal kit. It is just all the ingredients, and then I put them together. But it's been that in video games, and I watched all of Space Force in the last 24 hours. So now that I'm actually having to have a real conversation with a person, I'm feeling the limits I've put upon my brain with these choices.
Yeah.
Thought I was fine. Am not fine.
Sometimes you just got to see other people to find out you're not fine.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the realization that I had last month, too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
it sounds delicious.
Nice. It is delicious. So something I've learned is, and I learned this back when I did Chipotle catering, is it's pretty common to complain about food portions at a restaurant. Just give me a little more sour cream. Give me a little less of this, a little more of that. We're all critics. To an extent. You probably don't care because you actually have to worry about serious medical consequences, and I'm just me hungry. But the Man, when you order just the ingredients and have to make it yourself, you learn that they have the proportions right. Because I'm like, I'm just gonna put a little more Taco Bell quote meat on my tacos, and it's just. There's a reason people make fun of the meat, and there's the reason they put as much on it as they do. It just wasn't as good. But let me tell you, I didn't fuck up the nachos. Also, yesterday, I made real nachos, just like I was bored. I put literally a Lean Pocket in the microwave, and I was like, let me make something while I'm doing this. And I made salsa, and I was like, well, I should just probably put this on something. And then I bought Taco Bell. So, I don't know. It's rambling, but it is sort of instructive of how my body's feeling at the moment. Nachos are very good and they're hard to fuck up, but boy, howdy, am I feeling it.
I made some really dope nachos a couple days ago that were delicious. Did I send you a picture of that? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, that groan was a groan of recalling that delicious picture.
They were really good. And then I had some leftover. Like I saved all the leftover because there was too much chicken, like a little too much of the toppings. Mm-hmm. So I saved it and I took it to work yesterday and made it into a burrito. It was great.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I mean, that's kind of weird that nachos is like a prepared combination of ingredients. Like it's not, it is a combination of foods, but if you wrap it in a tortilla, it's not a wrapped set of nachos. It's now another food. Yeah. Which is a burrito. Can you do that with a lot of things? I guess wraps are kind of weird that way.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but like at that point, I don't know. Like, if I put a Hot Pocket in a tortilla, people will say, Colin, you're a monster. Not, you've invented a new kind of food.
I mean, you do think that, but also remember when Taco Bell made the, like, Crunch Wrap Burrito Supreme or whatever, and they put a wrap in a big...
Oh, the quesarito.
Fucking do it. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about Taco Bell food.
The quesarito was not Taco Bell's invention. The idea is just it's a burrito, but there's melted cheese on the tortilla. It's a secret menu item at Chipotle, too, where they actually, like, flash melt the cheese onto the tortilla.
That's not what I'm thinking. Maybe that is what I'm thinking of. I don't think that's what I'm thinking of, though. It's the one where they wrap it in another burrito and it's, like, square. It's not square. That's not the shape.
I mean, I think it's the quesarito because Taco Bell did it. It's actually like a little quesadilla, and they put a burrito inside the case. Like they use the quesadilla as a wrap for the burrito. It's either that or like the double chalupa or whatever.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I could go down this rabbit hole, but we shouldn't.
Anyway.
But I think I'm going to take a break from the Taco Bell tonight. And ironically, the things that we have to make are probably taco oriented. So I don't know. I might have really done myself in this weekend.
Yeah. Whoops. May I suggest a salad if it's available?
Yeah, that's a thing that I should have planned for, but I don't have any lettuce or kale. Lessons learned. We'll do better next time.
You'll probably survive.
I'll definitely survive, but I will be more soupy as a person in terms of my constitution. I just say that because I turned off all my fans and stuff, and it's getting a little toasty in here. But
oh, yeah. My air conditioning has been intermittently broken for a bit, and the air conditioning at work was also broken, and we were working there in the heat the past couple of days. So I've just been like constantly hot.
Yeah.
For like 4 days.
It also got really hot really fast.
Yeah.
Kind of like
86 out of nowhere.
Yeah. Like we were complaining, man, it's just 40s forever. And someone listened.
I just wanted it to be like 73 for a couple days. That would have been great.
I feel that. So you're how frequently are you back at work? Because the store's not open yet, is it?
We are not. We spent 3 days there a couple weeks ago, 3 days there this week, and then nothing on the agenda until we reopen, as far as I know.
I was talking to my friend Charlotte. She works in a store in Texas. She said that like nobody's going to be. I think she said nobody's going to be allowed to like be in the building more than like 4 days in a week or something. Because I've heard that from other companies too, just as like a general precaution. I don't know if that's kind of how things are shaking out, but
yeah, they're definitely working on like it's not going to be a normal. Like we're not just going to like reopen. It's going to be like it's totally fine.
Yeah, that's smart because over the weekend where the country said, "Hey, it's time to open things up." And everyone said, but you'll get a lot more cases of the disease. And they said, but and then they got a lot more cases of the disease.
Yeah.
This is a pretty massive scale of just like, who cares?
Yeah, I was reading that, and they were like, and then 2 weeks after, all of a sudden, there were all these things. I was like, yeah, because it takes 2 to 14 days for the symptoms to show up.
Yes.
I was like, this is something everybody should know.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. But I was talking with some of my coworkers, and one of my bosses was kind of like, I'm just gonna see if we can work from home for like as long as possible, and I'm like, yes, make it happen.
Yeah,
because I am enjoying it. Also because I live with Rebecca, and Rebecca has children. I have to. It's like any sort of security thing. I can't be the lowest common denominator, so I basically just match whatever she says in terms of what precautions we're going to take. Because, I mean, as a dude in my 20s, without a lot depending on me, if I lived by myself, I would probably not be as careful as I have been. I probably wouldn't have been super careful until the news broke that house cats can get coronavirus. And I haven't been letting my cats outside since this whole thing started, and they are getting real annoyed now that it's nice out. They're screaming at me every time I walk by the door. But yeah, so even though things are sort of starting to perk back up, I think I'm still going to be inside for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I know that New Jersey's starting to open up slowly. I know New York is starting to open up slowly. The mall is open for curbside pickup, so there's a chance that we open relatively soon for, curbside only, but we have no actual date or information about that yet.
I know that malls have restaurants, and that's the point of curbside, but I was just thinking of how you guys are going to just like leave iPads out on the sidewalk for people to pick them up.
Yeah, that's definitely how it's going to work. We're going to like place them, walk away, and just hope for the best.
I don't know why I thought that. That's also not what restaurants do. Yeah, they're not like looking at me through the window like, there's your burrito, get it. I did that once. I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast, but there was one time someone came to my door to deliver a pizza, like during like the first couple of weeks that this was happening.
I remember this, yeah.
Yeah, and I opened the door and he's right there, and I'm like, just put the pizza, like put it on the ground, please, and leave. And it feels so awkward. Oh well, but I have been getting outside and exercising more. I've been running pretty frequently. I weighed myself today, and with my increased eating and exercise, I am maintaining weight pretty much exactly. So if I just eat a little less and keep working out, I could drop probably a lot of weight really fast. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Definitely but that not said, if you keep on ordering Taco Bell. Taco Bell, make your own.
I think when I ordered it, I was secretly hoping this would be like my last hurrah. Like, okay, Colin, this is where you're going to have to get your shit together. Like, this weekend will put things into perspective. So, continuing the trajectory of this show where each month you criticize my decisions rightfully and I learned something from it. So.
I can't deny that that's what happens. But
it's what happens very frequently. This entire project is just cheaper than therapy. There's an episode title if I ever heard one.
Yep.
But no, I've been running a lot more, which is nice. I was doing that thing that like tries to get you to run to 5K, but I kind of stopped doing that and have just started like trying to get my time on a mile good, and I'm almost down. I'm almost to a 10-minute mile.
Nice.
Which is a big step from never having run a mile in 25 years. So feeling pretty good about that.
That's awesome. I have been slacking real hard on the exercise front.
Well, I mean, you're also like a lot heavier than normal through no fault of your own.
It's so hard to do anything, and I'm always uncomfortable.
I think you just had more difficulty moving across the couch than I do now, running a mile around the lake.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And that's not a bad thing, but it's a perfectly reasonable excuse for I've been slacking on the exercise. You're pregnant.
I know, but like
don't go on runs.
Well, no, I'm not going to go on runs, but like I should at least like go toddle my fat ass around the park or something. I say that with a lot of like. I'm actually doing very well. I don't feel fat. I just feel very pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, reasonable.
But yeah, I would say probably in the past like 2, maybe 3 weeks, it was just suddenly like, everything is harder now. Okay.
it's been a few months, but like it just clicked,
Well, I don't know. Like, I feel like this has been relatively like a very easy pregnancy, and I really can't complain about it too much. So like I've been doing like I've just been kind of living my life like and just getting a little bit bigger, but like it wasn't like getting in the way of anything. It could have existed. Like I wasn't feeling off balance or anything. Not that I'm really feeling off balance, but like I just felt like I was me. And like now, like she's just making herself known, man. Like she moves around all the time. I'm starting to get those weird like foot or elbow like alien moves where like you can like feel something distinct.
Don't they just call that kicking? Like no matter what it is, they say, "Oh, they're kicking."
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think most people just call it that. But like there's a difference that you can feel between like when her whole body moves and like my whole stomach just kind of does like a weird little like, I don't know, jiggle or something. Like I could feel it move. And then there's a difference between that and like when she pushes outwards with one of her limbs and like goes across your stomach, because that feels way weirder.
Like the more you know gesture, like just like wiping her hand across the inside. That's kind of crazy. I've never heard anybody talk about like the fact that you can tell the difference between these things. I've just heard general complaints about it.
No, it's very different.
That's interesting as hell.
It's very, very different.
I am interested as hell.
So she started doing that recently. Yeah. What? And like I was actually asleep yesterday. And I was having a hard time, like I was asleep, had to get up pee in the middle of the night, of course. Couldn't fall back asleep, so I came downstairs to lie on the couch, and I was almost about to fall asleep. And she, like, did that, and it, like, woke me up really alarmed. And I was just like, I was just about to fall asleep, you! How dare you!
That's so weird. I've had even if I withhold the name of who it is, it doesn't matter because I live with one person and only one person. I've been having conversations about like snoring oneself awake and things like that. It's wild to me that like that field of jolting yourself awake comes from literally another living organism inside of you.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's hard to wrap my head around. It's not hard, it's uncomfortable. I don't want to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that to you, it's probably not that weird. It's just obnoxious as shit.
It's a little alarming, but I think it's also like because this is a relatively new, like I'm in my third trimester now. I'm like well into my third trimester. And so she's running out of space. So it's becoming like all of those things are just easier to feel.
Did you hope that moving into a bigger apartment will give her more space too?
I was really hoping, but it turns out that's not how that works.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I have a sort of embarrassing confession to make right now, but I think you'll laugh at how this unfolds, or you'll judge me really hard with your eyes, and it's a podcast, so no one will know what's happening.
Also, I'm very sleepy, so you probably can't tell. That's perfect.
That's true. So I'll feel the guilt one way or the other.
It'll all be self-inflicted. What were we talking about therapy again?
Exactly. So I think a week or two ago, Rebecca, because she's been, I don't know if this is obvious to you, but through the various registry and like, trying to support someone who is going through, pregnancy, preparing to have a baby. She's the one that knows what's going on. I don't know anything. She says, Colin, we're doing this. And I say, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That's just no surprise there. I'm just like, you need money. Here it is. I don't care. Just make me do the right thing. But then she asked me, she's like, is Laura having a boy or a girl? I was like, let me look at my texts. I forgot. Because I remember. When you originally told me, like, we just found out the gender of the baby, I was like, you mean the sex, right? And I was like being really antagonistic. And
yes, I also remember this.
Yeah, and we just made a ton of jokes.
Yeah.
And I kept searching for it. And Rebecca was like, didn't she tell you on the podcast? I'm like, no, it's in my text messages. I spent a half hour going through my text messages and it wasn't there. And I didn't remember the sex until just a couple seconds ago when you said she's in there doing the you more you know gesture. And I did not want to ask you. It's like that. It's been too long. I can't ask. But I'm glad to have the answer now. But man, I was searching so frantically. I now know some of the frustrating limitations of iMessage searching because I couldn't find it. And I went through like a week of conversations and I'm like, the baby's not there. And it's just...
We also do have like a lot of texts and some like, there's just a lot to go through.
Yeah. Do you know when that conversation was? Because this blew my fucking mind. Do you know when we had that conversation?
Oh, God. I should know because I think it was right around when I found out.
Oh, man, you and I are wrong in very different directions.
Interesting. When did we have the conversation?
Third week of March.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
It was like March 19th. Like right around.
Oh, no, maybe that does kind of make sense.
Okay. Because for me, I was like, we just talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it's been like 2.5 months.
2 months ago. It's 2 months that I have apparently been faking the knowledge of your baby's sex. But it's literally the only time it came up was when Rebecca asked me. So if I hadn't said anything, I probably could have made it all the way up till the birth.
Yeah.
And been like, just congratulations.
It's a human.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's no way I'll be able to tell from the outside of a clothed baby. So I would just have to kind of look for hints.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that is my dark secret shame, and I hope that you can forgive me.
I forgive you. It does not bother me if people do not remember the sex of my unborn child. But it's funny.
Now I'm feeling sleepy.
Yeah, sometimes when I get sleepy, I have this like magical power over other people where I can literally just like sleepify them.
Yeah. Oh, I know. We've been friends for several years now.
Charles will sometimes literally like we will be doing something and I'll like have that and he'll be like, I have to leave you now or I'm gonna go get sleepy.
Did you like?
I'm like, just stay.
Do you weaponize that like sociological effect of yawning? Like that you can make people yawn, but you can make them sleepy?
No.
Like if you just blink lazily at them, do they blink lazily
it's not
too?
Yawning.
But I'm wondering, is it that same effect where people see you being sleepy and their body's like, I should be sleepy too?
That's a good question. I don't know, but I hope it works on my daughter. That would be great.
Just slack jaw, droopy eyed, like, go the fuck to sleep.
Just be sleepy. It's time now.
Angry baby ASMR sessions. Oh, man.
Oh, I just hit my microphone, sorry.
It's whatever. That's what editing is for. Oh, man. You can probably notice my beard's a little unruly.
It's getting a little thick there.
Yeah. When this whole thing started, I was like, there's no consequence. I should just let my beard grow out until this is over. That was like in the first couple days when we didn't know how. I thought the government said it'll be like, 2 weeks. And I was like, it'll probably be like a month or so.
Right.
Here we are 2 months later. And I think I am at longest beard I've ever had. I don't know how much longer I'm going to let it go. It's fun. I don't want to say it. It's fun to like play with the beard.
Right.
Like I used to have long hair too, and it's like there's something to be said for brushing your hair back and like having something to twirl when in thought.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a little hand fixation thing that you can mindlessly do, and I can do that with my beard now, and that's cool. But it is not really how I want to look at this point. And I'm just wondering, like, because you're the only person outside of Rebecca that I see face to face.
Yeah.
I've been playing games with people more, so that's a plus from last month. I've been being more social, hooray.
Nice.
But like Dice Populi, we record over Discord, so we're not looking at each other. Gaming is all vocal stuff. So you're the only other person to see this thing. And I have no idea how much longer it's going to get, especially because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be quarantining.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but Rebecca did ask if she could do stuff to my beard. That sounds weird, but she was a dog groomer. She actually did cut my hair at one point, and that was a couple weeks ago, so I might have to have her do it again. Thing is, she really likes cutting hair. And
that's good.
I said, whenever this thing is over, as long as you leave enough for me to go back to my normal beard, this is a blank canvas. And she is so excited to hack my beard into ridiculous shapes and put ridiculous colors in it. So
that's going to be fun.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess I mention it because it's one of the only developments that's happened in the last month. Is the fact that my beard has continued to grow. But it's finally at a point where it looks like, oh, Colin, no, you look different. Whereas a month ago, it was at least like, beard's a little long, whatever.
Yeah, it's a beard. It's definitely a beard.
It's a beard.
I mean, it makes me really, I want you to now just grow it down to the middle of your chest.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's at this length where it's like it's long enough for someone to call it like that's kind of a long beard, but not long enough to be anywhere near impressive.
Yeah, it's like it's at its awkward length, like when you cut your hair to like if you cut like a bob or something, and then you're waiting for it to grow out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know exactly how that goes. So, but yeah, that's kind of my thought is like, I'm not wild about it right now. And if it got super long, I wouldn't be like, man, I look good. I would be like, look at my fucking cool ass beard. It makes me look terrible.
Isn't that the point, though? Look at my cool ass beard.
But like, do I have the patience to get there is what I'm waiting to find out.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing better this time than the last time I grew it out of boredom. But that's also because my neck, like, my beard stops growing really low down on my neck, like a lot further down than a lot of other guys I know. And it grows in very thick. So I've had to sort of figure out where to start and stop shaving for it to not itch like hell, but still grow with any sort of recognizable volume.
That makes sense.
I think now that I've got that figured out, and the fact that you're the only person that sees how bad I look, like, this might be feasible. Because, you know, if you have to be a little uncomfortable with my appearance once a month, that's not so bad. That's not a bad price for me to pay for me to eventually be like, look at my fucking beard.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it yet, but someday maybe.
Someday maybe. I think it's a worthy cause.
I'll see how it goes.
Yeah, although, like we were saying, if it's going to be like 85 degrees and you're trying to go for a run, you have like that much facial hair. Maybe not great.
Well, okay, so I'm guessing you had fairly long hair for the time I've known you. You've gotten it like shoulder length a couple times, but have you ever had very short hair?
No.
Let me tell you, as someone who has had both long hair and beards of this awkward length before, when you go down from it, even in hot weather, your face and head are so cold.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable and weird. I just, like, if I trim it down, it's still going to be a beard. But honestly, ironically, when you grow it out, it doesn't get warmer. With your hair, it does. But with the beard, the longer it gets, it doesn't feel any different in terms of ventilation.
It's interesting.
I might be increasing my drag. Maybe my beard is like a giant sail that's slowing me down. But
that's true. Olympic swimmers shave all their hair off.
That's very true. Given the amount of times I've gotten shaving cuts on my face and neck, I would be very scared to take that to the rest of me. Because with someone with a beard this thick, you can imagine what kind of undertaking that lawnscape job would be.
It would probably be annoying, I will admit.
Yep. So.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh God.
How's that leaning over slightly going for you?
That's not good.
You look so, like, distressed. Like you just need it to be fixed, whatever needs fixing or doing.
Yeah. There was a little tiny bug crawling across my computer screen. I had a tissue that is approximately 14 inches away from my hand. And it was a challenge. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well, here's the thing. How big was the bug?
It was very small. But it was, like, crawling right in the, like, your wall is taking up like the top right of my screen, and it's a white background. So there's a little black bug just crawling around in circles on the white background, and I was like, I can't anymore.
I could have moved the camera slightly to hide it from you. It would have been a lot less work for me to adjust my camera than for you to climb the Mount Everest of leaning forward to a tissue.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, my ribs are just constantly like, I don't know where they don't like have room to exist anymore. So they're like constantly feeling they're getting pushed out of my body.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then when you lean over, it just makes it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you said that the pregnancy is overall pretty smooth.
It really has been. I cannot complain that this is like the worst it's been.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But also, aren't we like 2 months out?
Yeah, we are almost exactly 2 months out. Which both means that I have 2 more months to get bigger, which I'm nervous about, but also means that it's already been 7 out of 9 months.
And you're just now running into problems.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's pretty
not bad.
That's pretty fair. I mean, for me, signing up for a streaming service, I run into problems sooner than that. So that's that's pretty fair. Man, when you first told me the due date of the baby, ever since then I've been like, that baby's gonna be born on my fucking birthday.
When's your birthday again? I have it on my phone. I don't
July 27th. It's right smack dab in the middle of that window, and I'm like, it's how it's gonna shake out, isn't it?
It might.
I don't know why that preoccupies me as much as it does. Not as much as what is the sex of the baby, but
well, that's not as important, obviously.
Clearly. But yeah, 2 months. That's gonna be wild. I've known you for like 8 years now.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have a whole child.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We'll Yeah.
I'm sure you've gone through this moment already because you've been pregnant, but I'm now just going through this moment.
Yeah. No, it like comes in waves.
Yeah.
So it's every once in a while it'll be like I don't. What am I doing?
It's that scene from How I Met Your Mother where Ted flashes back to Marshall and he's like, I wonder how much this hurts. And he shoots himself in the shoulder with a staple gun. And it's like, that guy's a dad. And I'm just like,
yeah.
And I'm thinking about the time that we were playing Portal at 1 a.m. and you screamed, myself, and we laughed for 5 minutes. And I'm like, that is just a bastion of parental responsibility.
That was one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me.
It was. I think the sleepiness definitely amplified the situation because I also think that is the funniest thing that happened. And if I watched it happen to someone else, I'd be like, nah.
Right. No, but
But the fact that we were there and asleep, fucking hilarious.
Hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's like any... I mean, yeah, these are my updates. I'm wildly pregnant now.
Wildly pregnant.
And I've worked a couple days.
Very nice apartment. Yeah, no, it's good. Things seem to be good. You've been busy again lately, which is like kind of your element. I know you like to have things to do.
Yeah, it's felt good. It's like hard because we're doing a lot of these trainings at work where like it's literally just looking at stuff online and like creating these like projects. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of the projects are like create an infographic or create a customer dialogue and like stuff like that after like going through like for a specific topic. But man, are there so many of them and do they get repetitive? And I spent a couple days in the store and like it completely ruined like my focus on being able to do it. Like I like sat down to do a project one day and I was like, I don't want to do this. Is not what I want to do with my time. And then I felt guilty because like, I'm getting paid to be doing this stuff. Like I've been getting paid to be at home. Like I should be at least doing these stupid trainings.
That, that's a fair point. Though, and I'm sure there's like a legal answer for this somewhere in the system that we're not aware of. But when Apple is paying you to, be at home and be safe, it's fantastic that you work for a company with the means to do that in this time.
Super grateful.
It's really good. But does that get billed as like sick day? Or
no, they have their own special like pay code for COVID. Like,
oh, okay.
They created a whole thing.
I guess that makes sense. Because I'm wondering if there's some, like, technically the whole country's out sick, so I'm not going to do it. It's probably not what they want to hear, but...
No,
but I know,
it's not that.
I know that feeling, because especially, like, I typically work Sundays, but Sundays are, like, so slow. Like, there's no clients really doing anything, but I also manage a lot of our knowledge base.
Yeah.
So I'll go through and I'll do that first thing in the morning, and then I'm just kind of like... got like 6 hours left.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling of like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And technically, I'm doing it. But also, I want to go to sleep right now.
Yeah.
I don't generally do that. I don't generally sleep. I napped more at Apple. Weirdly, I napped more when I worked in the mall, like at work.
I believe that.
Than I do now that I work at home. I've fallen asleep like... I think once on my lunch break, but at Apple, I would like fall asleep on my 15s for like over a half hour.
Yeah.
And I'd like wake up and walk back in, wiping my ass out. They're like, hey, Colin, welcome back. I'm like, thanks. It's like you getting on the call today, just like, I'm here.
I'm ready.
I did it.
Yeah. That was me the entire first trimester, though. Like, I just knocked out on every single break that I had.
I kind of miss that. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't.
But
God, I hated that.
Okay, I don't miss anything else about working in the mall. But there was a strange satisfaction when I could, like, squeeze my naps into breaks. I don't know. I'm a proponent of power napping. The other day, I took 2 15-minute naps, and my day was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm literally probably, like, there's a very, very solid chance that I take a nap again when we get off.
That's what she said, but but yes. I think that I wouldn't blame you at all. If you start to doze off at the end of the recording, I'll just do your part for the end.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you know what to say.
Talk to you soon. And then I know that wasn't great. I can adjust the pitch in editing. It's fine.
Oh, my ribs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but what I have been doing, you know what it's time for?
The Last of Us 2 is coming out soon. Is that what it's time for?
Oh, no, that is pretty cool. I never beat Last of Us 1.
It's so good. Yeah. Is it time for an update on your script?
Yes. Silmarillion time. So I think last time I said anything, I was mocking myself because I'd just written like a 138-page script and like just started writing the next film.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Cones of Dunshire. It was perfect.
Yes. So that second film, I think I was like maybe 8 pages into it when we talked. It's about 148 pages, and the second draft is done, and I'm 120 pages into the third movie.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, this third one is a fucking doozy. Like, and it's so tough just to wrangle the story. And again, I'm not speaking as a person who thinks he's ever going to sell these. I'm thinking as a person who's trying to figure out how to turn these fucking books into something streamlined. And like, I had some trouble with the second one because there's a lot of time jumps, but it all follows this one dude and these terrible things that happen to him.
Right.
And then there's this one person where in the books that's not a twist because they say, and then this bad thing happened, but nobody else knew it. It's kind of like a secret in D&D where as the players you know what's happening, but your characters don't, so you have to role play people that don't know what's happening.
Right.
And that doesn't work as well in a film where it's like, just pretend that like this will be surprising even though you already know it. So that doesn't work. So I had to wrangle some things to like keep one of the secrets a secret.
Right.
And the story it's based on, Children of Húrin, is so dark. Like, it's so fucked up. It's this dude is cursed by Sauron's boss, and like he kills all his friends by accident. Like he's tricked into marrying his sister.
Oh no.
And then they both kill themselves at the end.
Oh no.
It's a really good story, but like it really ends hard, and I was like, how do you make that?
Ends hard with a vengeance? I don't know. I feel like this is a dire joke.
Yeah. It's a good day to end hard. No, that was the bad movie. I never saw that one. But man, it was tough because it's like, how do you end that in a way that makes people say, boy, I want to watch another one of those?
I mean, people watch sad movies all the time.
True, but the first movie is like, the first story of Barrett and Luthien is like so swashbuckling. It's like this elf and this man who meet each other, and they're both like, we have nothing to do with our lives. Let's hang out together. And the dad's like, nah, fuck no. And then they go and rob the evil Dark Lord of the world just to prove them wrong. And it's like this big crazy adventure, like Hobbit style.
Yeah.
Like just get there and get back, and it's cool as shit. And then the second movie, it's like nothing's happy. Everyone's sad. Everyone dies. Fuck it. I think I figured it out though, because the third movie, have you ever heard of Gondolin? Like, does that...
I mean, through you, I think,
because like the word Gondolin is mentioned throughout Hobbit and maybe in the Lord of the Rings, but it's this ancient elven city. It's hidden in the mountains, and Morgoth, the big boss, doesn't know where it is. So like, Morgoth beats a bunch of other people, but that city is still hidden. And in this story, it's about this man who's told by the gods to go there and save it, and the king's like, but I don't want to save it. And then Morgoth wins over the city. And you'd think that's the whole movie. But then...
There were a lot of hand gestures there, by the way.
A lot of hand gestures. Yeah, cool, I'll put those sounds in.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not the whole story. Like, the destruction of the city is not the end. What happens is, first, he's walking around, and then he gets to the city. And then, like, 10 years go by, and then he's in the city when it dies. And then he leaves. And then, like, 20 years goes by, and then it's him and his kid and his wife. And then the story's about his kid, not him anymore. So you have to change protagonists after the biggest fucking battle in all of every Lord of the Rings thing anywhere. And then that dude convinces the gods to help them. And in all the books I've read, they talk about this final battle where, like, they go there, they beat Morgoth, Sauron escapes, and then he becomes the bad guy later. And I'm like, cool, that's a cool final battle. Doing a little research on my iPad, I find out that final battle, it's not a battle. It's a war that lasted 42 years.
Oh.
So I'm just like,
that's
how
do you... War.
Yeah. So this story technically spans like a lot of events over almost 100 years. And I'm just like, how do you, I think I've got it. But anyway. Yeah. Adapting things is a fun challenge. But that I just finished writing my version of the Battle of Gondolin, and I think it's
nice.
And I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if it fits in with the rest of the movie, and it's 40 pages long.
Well, sounds about right for a 40-year war or whatever.
Yeah, so anyway, it's a lot of fun, but I've been less diligent over the last couple weeks just because I've been like, these are not the easier things to solve. It's easier to solve how do you hide the fact that she's Turin's sister when they get married. Bug?
Alien. She did the alien move.
Oh, God. I was so concerned. I'm like looking around my room. She did the thing?
She did the thing.
The more you know gesture?
Yeah. But like instead of the more you know, it was more like a let's go Captain America.
So she's literally trying to punch her way out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Two birds. One, let her punch your way out. You're not pregnant anymore and you get your ribs back.
Hey.
Two, not on my birthday. I'm not even upset about it. It doesn't bug me at all. I'm just like, it's going to happen. It's just, and it's probably not, but like, it's the thought that I can't get my brain off of.
I mean, like, it's right in that time window.
It really
because
is.
I'm not, like, I'm not planning, because I'm diabetic. Sorry that I'm, like, leaning like a weird motherfucker. I just need my ribs.
There is absolutely no judgment about how you care for yourself right now. I'm wearing this beard out of boredom. You can do whatever you want.
It's the second time someone's told me that today. I feel like I should really take you guys up on this.
Yeah, no, this is the window, because once you have a baby, people will care about you.
I can't do anything you want.
Exactly. They'll care about you, but A, you'll have to care about the baby, and B, people will be annoyed when the baby is the most stressful to you as well. So like all the sympathy gets really muddy. Yeah. Right now, it's all about you.
That's true.
It is all about Laura Becker.
That sounds pretty great. Anyway, what was I saying? So I'm going to be induced a week early from my due date because of the diabetes, which is around July 24th.
Okay.
So, like, it's between July 24th and July 31st, really. So, I peg that right in the middle.
You know, your husband's a doctor. Could I, like, pay him to, like, alter your body chemistry to change this?
I don't think that's how it's going to work, my friend.
Doctors can't do that? Oh.
I think you'd have to pay off my OB instead.
Okay.
That might work.
Well, thanks for giving me the actual lead here to follow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But
okay.
I forgot what I was going to say. Something supportive about... I'm supportive of the journey you're taking to be a parent, and I was going to say something specific about it. Don't remember what it was, so I'll just
That's fine.
Put the sentiment out there. Because you're asleep and I'm covered in sweat and facial hair.
We're doing really good.
I will say, though, after our conversation last month, I've felt a lot more structured. So that's good.
Nice.
I think I'm now in a much more sustainable sort of habit. But there's no end in sight. So, like, sustainable is probably the best you can shoot for, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I took a real steep downturn and got like really not organized and like didn't structure anything.
But here's the thing.
It's been okay. Yeah. Like I've been okay with it.
But if you ever feel that way, just remember the fact that like 2 times in this week, I was like, well, what'd you do today? And I was prepared to say like, I wrote a couple pages. And you said, here's a list of the 50 things I did as an adult with lots of responsibilities. Like, however bad you feel about yourself, you're doing better than most people do without a baby alienating inside of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I feel bad about it. Like, I'm okay. Like, when I have structure, it's like such, I just fit into that and it is what it is. Yeah. And like, it's kind of weird to like not have structure, but like, it's not throwing me. It's not like it's like derailing my mental state. It's just that like, it's already May 30th, like that's really more of what it means to me than anything else.
It really is. I haven't had a lot of days where I'm like, what day of the week is it? But holy shit, do I never know what day of the month it is anymore.
Yeah.
It is going to be, when this episode comes out, it is June.
Yeah. You named our thing, It's Gonna Be June, which I appreciated.
That was a half hour ago, and I already forgot it.
Oh, it was funny. It was a good joke. I liked it.
Thanks. Oh shit, this is coming out on literally June 1st. That's my brother's birthday. And it'll be like a year since we started doing this little project, which is a fun little thing.
Happy year of project.
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, pretty much. It is nice that we have been able to stay consistently in touch because that was not happening very much before this.
No.
I think it was like a year and a half before the wedding was like, I don't know, something like a long time. And now it's been like a day every month.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine where she and I were meeting up every month to stay in touch. That hasn't been happening.
Yeah.
So it is nice to have a consistent thing such as this. And like we joked about a year ago, when you turn it into a responsibility, you make fewer excuses, you know?
It's funny because you texted me when you want to record this, like, this week or whatever, and I was like totally unprepared for that to be the end of the month. Like, I was just like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh fuck. And like, you texted me on like, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday or something, and like we had like all these things going on, and I was working 3 days, and I was like, I don't know, it's got to be this weekend. And then you texted me, I was like, Saturday. And then you texted me again this morning, and you were like, hey, what time do you want to record? And I was like, oh, what do you mean? Like, what the fuck? And then I fell asleep before the recording. So like,
and the thing is, I usually get so freaked out when like planning things doesn't go, you know, as planned. And today I was just like, episode's out in 2 days. She's taking a nap. I'm full of about 12 tacos. It's like, whatever, you know?
It is what it is.
It's just whatever. But, you know, it's fine. I'm getting pretty sweaty though.
Yeah.
And you are already in the sleeping position. So I
am 3/4 of the way to the sleeping position. It will be much better when I'm not propped up my elbow anymore.
Okay. You're just planking the whole video.
Oh God, if only I could plank these days and like that. I don't have ab muscles anymore, dude.
Oh yeah, well they literally get like split apart, don't they?
Yeah. There's no room for that shit anymore. Just a big old baby.
That's wild that your body is like, I don't have room for myself. Like if you tried to program that into a computer, it would crash. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's wild, but I think I may let you get to your sleeping position then.
I will let you turn your fans back on.
Yeah, I think we both owe each other this mercy. We don't know what month it is, but that's okay.
Yeah. We'll figure it out together.
That's fine. Well, it has actually been a lovely time talking with you, and I'm really glad we got to not accidentally sleep away the day today, as what probably almost happened.
Me too. This was nice.
Indeed.
Also, it went very quickly. I can't believe it's been almost an hour already. So
yeah, it's happening in the small scale as well as the large scale. Just time is nothing. You know, I'll be curious when you start to go back to like regular working in a building, what your sense of time will be. And that might be very strange because then we'll get on the phone again in a month and my beard will be twice as big and you'll be like, how long has it been? So that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I'll keep you updated next month. We'll see what happens.
That's a stupid joke. I feel like I should hang up
and
now.
Then, actually, this doesn't necessarily have to stay in the recording, but then we should probably talk for a little bit because I'm probably not going to record for a little bit.
That's kind of what I figured.
We're going to do June and we're going to do
We could do
July.
Yeah, we could do like an early July.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, if we put out July, we'll put out July and then like
record
August.
earlier in July so that like this is out of your way completely and stuff like that. And then I'll figure out whatever gap I have prepared myself for that eventuality. So you just tell me what you need and I'll make it happen.
Cool.
I could just record myself reading the scripts I wrote when they're done and put them up.
Oh my God.
And put them up as
Wait, can you please do that? Because then I will have something to also listen to and it would make me so happy. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, so I think that this is how it's going to go.
I'm so excited about that joke. Oh, damn, I'm committed.
You're committed now.
You look so happy.
This is what I need from you as your pregnant co-host.
Oh,
this is what I need for you on my maternity leave. I need you to record. And so July, no, we're doing July. August will be 1. September will be 2. And then we'll try to do like a quick, like maybe mid-September or something. And then I'll be back in like whatever month. So October? Is that what goes after September?
Sure. But here's the deal is I'm going to put no production effort into this. It's a straight read, unedited recording.
Yeah.
Be
totally
aware.
Fine.
These are long.
I know.
These are supposed to be 3-hour movies. So let's Laura,
I don't.
You are pregnant. It is all about you.
Yes.
I'll make
I was
it
about to backtrack, but you're right. And no, this is what I want.
This is what you want. It is. I'm gonna be in here working on it anyway. Can I like ask Rebecca to return the gift from the registry then? Is that too tacky? I can't even do it myself. I have to ask my girlfriend to do it for me because I don't know what happened. All right. I think on that note, now that you've committed me to this thing, I'm gonna go psych myself up for it.
I've never been more excited in my life. All right.
All righty, Laura. It has been lovely. Go take a nap. I'm going to go stand in front of a fan.
Sounds great. Right. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
How You Doing is a Common Geeking Program production starring Laura Becker and Colin Ketchen, with editing and original music by Colin. You can learn all about the show at the website PodFriend.pizza. It has everything you need to listen and to learn about the PodFriends themselves, and it's an easy place for new listeners to jump on board. If you enjoy the podcast, reviews and ratings are the best way to show it. Tell a friend, share your favorite episodes, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We'll talk to you again the first Monday of every month, so be sure to stay in touch. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
Common Geeking Program.